Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It's already June. Some of you are on the last day of the school semester, last week.
Next week.
All right. Good luck on your finals. All right. Everybody get A's, right? So that you honor your family name, right? Welcome. I forgot your name. Sorry. Welcome. Quick announcement. As you all know, June 15, officially all this restriction is being lifted up for COVID. And I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, got the vaccine already. So I look forward to seeing you guys out here next week. So officially fully open. Alrighty. Today and coming next several weeks, we're going to be talking about our thought life, right? And let me start by saying, if someone comes to you and asks you to describe your thought life, what would you say? If I ask, what do you spend most time thinking about each day? How much time do you spend each day worrying about your to-do stuff, to-do list? We have so busy. Life became so busy. We always have things to do. So we have a list full of things to do every day. Day-to-day stuff, right? Some of you might be, your thoughts are totally consumed with your school. School is important. Your job. Some of you who are parents, your kids, or even hobby. Some people are really into golfing. I have some friends who are just thinking about golf. Even when we get together, that's all they talk about, golf. And they go out on the field twice a week, 3 times a week, things like that. Okay. Or do you sometimes entertain the thoughts that you shouldn't be thinking about? We all do that. So thoughts to our mind that we should be. Okay. Our thought life is very important. Okay. Your thoughts matters for your life. We have many aspects of our lives. We spend a lot of time and energy for our physical life, right? Eating and exercising and good diets, trying to stay healthy. Financial life, Some of you are out of school and working, have family and stuff like that. We're working, spend a lot of time working. We spend a lot of time for our social life too. Any extra time we have, or getting together with the friends or co-workers or church people and do things. School life is very important, right? Careers, church life is important too. Okay, these are all very important to your lives. Right? And how about your thought life? Okay, have you ever given a thought to or ever cared about your thought life? Okay. Your thought matters big time. Truth is that everyone has a thought life. You're just not consciously thinking about it. Okay. According to the Bible, which I'm going to be talking about, your thought life is very, very important. Okay. Your thoughts matter because, number one, it has a power. Your thought has a power. Okay. They have power to inspire action. And it has a power to change your life, okay? But it also could cripple your life. It could defeat you. It's gonna make you feel like nobody. You're a loser. And it could really impact your life negatively, okay? So, your thought, in essence, your thought life should be core of your whole entire life, okay? Because in a sense, we'll learn together. Your thought life will have an impact on every other aspect of your life. Your school, financial, family, social life, whatever, So, today's sermon topic is going to be this. Why you need to think about what you think about. Let me repeat that. Why you need to think about what you think about. So in coming next several weeks, I'll be teaching 9 truths about rethinking the way you think. Okay. Sometimes you may feel like your life is out of control. You're so caught up in doing things. You're not controlling your life, but your life is controlling you in a way. But did you know that you could take control of your life by taking control of your thoughts? Let me say that one more time. Did you know you could take control of your life by taking control of your thoughts? Your thoughts here or here? It's here, right? Because your thoughts have the power to shape the kind of life you will have. Your thoughts have the power to shape the kind of life you will have. Okay? So you need to rethink your life. The sooner the better, the younger the better. Don't be like me. I only gave a thought to my thought life when I'm after over 50, maybe 45, 50, right? So a lot of things in the past I could have done better, right? But it's never too late. It doesn't matter what age you are at. Okay, we all need to rethink our life. Okay, your mind, thought and mind, same thing, is the greatest asset you've been given by God. We separate it like in 2 distinct entities, body and spirit, right? But we never really think about our thought life, okay? And your thought is actually given by God to you, okay? And it is the greatest asset. But nothing compares to the power of your brain. Let me tell you why. Brain is the most complex organ in your body. Okay? It contains 100 million neurons. Neurons give signals to each other, pass information and all that, right, to your body and all that, right? You observe the information, all that, right? It could record 800 memories in a second. 800 million. But 800 million memories in a second. Okay? That's how fast it is. You could store 10 million thoughts. Right now in your brain, most of your brain, all of your brain, has 10 trillion thoughts. Did you know that? The common myth we have about brain is that, we only use 2% of it and 10% of it, and then we die. Right? And I haven't heard many times that people say, Einstein, genius, right? He invented all this stuff. He only used 20% and was a genius, right? These are myths. Nobody knows it. If God gave us the brain, He meant for us to use it 100%, or close to it at least, okay? He didn't mean us to use just 2% and 10%, okay? So, also your brain could run all your life and never get tired. I'm 55, right? But my brain is still working and running. Okay, in some areas a little bit slower. Short-term memory is a little bit down, but other than that, it's just still running. It's running good. Okay. So, and most importantly, other than all that brain function, that gives the power of thought, is that you can communicate with God. God gave you thoughts, okay? Your thought, your mind, so that you can communicate with God. Animals have an instinct. okay, they're going to think about what's going on right now, right in front of them. Okay? I mean, they act certain ways and anticipate based on their past experience in training, with the tricks you train them to do certain things, right? But they can't think anything about future, especially life after death. But you can. Okay? Humans have thoughts. We're not just like living by the animal instinct. Hopefully not. Okay? We can think about the past, present, future, life after death, because you have thoughts. Okay? You have a creative thought because Creator God gave you them to you. Okay? And also, God is very creative. That's why He was able to create everything. Okay, you just look at the birds. How many different kind of birds are there, right? And all fish, plants, and everything, right? And how we humans are very different and all that. So God is very creative, and He gave us the creative thoughts as well. So we can plan things, make decisions, imagine things. Organize, meditate, and worship God and pray. And this goes on and on and on. Okay, so your brain, your thought is the greatest gift from God. Okay? Because through your thoughts or your brain, you can know God and you could love God as well. Okay. So Bible says God is thinking about you all the time because you are made in His image. Never a moment in your life, every split second, every minute, everything you do, the God is thinking about you. To some of you, that's a good thing, right? And some of you are like, oh, I want God to see me when I'm doing that, when I'm thinking that. Okay. So Psalm 139, chapter 17, 19, talks about how God is thinking about you all the time. Okay. David says, how precious it is, Lord, to realize that you are thinking about me constantly. I can't even count how many times a day your thoughts turn toward me. In other words, numerous, constant. Okay? And when I awaken in the morning, you are still thinking of me. God is thinking of you all the time, 24/7, every second of your life. Okay? You may not be always thinking about God, but God is always thinking about you. Okay? So God has given you the powerful brain capacity, which is called thought, to know Him and have a relationship with Him. Okay. So today it's going to be a brief introduction about what we're going to be talking about for the next several weeks, okay. And it's about rethinking your life. Okay. We need to reshape up our mind, our thoughts, to bring thoughts under our control and to get into the right direction. So there are 9 truths, or I call it 9 pillars, which you build this series on rethinking your life. So truth number 1. My thoughts control my life, but I can't control my thoughts. Your thoughts control your life, but you could control your thoughts. Okay, this is a very profound statement. Okay, Bible says in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7, for as a man thinks, so he is. Okay, you are what you think about. You are sum total of your thoughts. And also in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23 says, be careful what you think, because your thoughts run your life. or under the translation, your life is shaped by your thoughts. So there are two simple truths here. First truth, your life is determined by what you think about. You may think that my life is determined by how hard I study at school, what grades I get, or how hard I work, how much money I make, or many things, or what kind of activities I do, what I own. But actually, your life is determined by what you think about. Okay? If you have a bad thought, you will have a bad life. Dumb thoughts will make it dumb, wouldn't it? Then you have a dumb life. If you have a smart thoughts, you have a smart life. If you have a good thoughts, you have a good life. This goes on and on. Okay. So you are what you think about. Your thoughts do control, shape, and run your life. Okay. Second truth is, as Proverbs says, be careful what you think, which means you have a choice. Your thoughts are not just running inside of it without your control. Okay. You have a control over your thoughts. You have a choice. Okay. So you could choose what you think about, and you could choose what you not think about. That is your choice. Okay. So reason for this, the series I'm going to be talking about the next several weeks, is because you need to exercise your choice more often. Don't let things run in and out of your mind, your thoughts. Okay. You need to exercise control and choice, so that your life will be in the right direction. Okay. A lot of you just let things filter through your mind. They watch media, stuff, the talk of the media filters through your mind. Maybe your peers, what they talk about, you let them filter through your mind. Or even Satan could filter through your mind as well. Okay. So this series about rethinking your life is you need to start thinking about what you think about. Think about what you think about. Okay. Think about your thoughts. Do I really want to think about this? Many problems in life, if not most, are caused by allowing other people to put thoughts into your mind, instead of you choosing your own thoughts yourself. We're so inundated with all these different informations and thoughts from other people's ideas and opinions. Okay. And we're allowing that other people to put their own thoughts into our mind, when you should be choosing your thoughts yourself. Okay. We get these thoughts through media, radio, TV, books, magazines, peers, enemies, and Satan. Okay, and they all suggest thoughts. Okay? Just because you're open-minded doesn't mean others could put stuff in it. We talk about being open-minded, being tolerant of other people. Okay? It doesn't mean you're going to let other people put all kinds of junk in your mind. Okay? So you need to start choosing correctly and better. Okay? If not, you have that thoughts they're bad, wrong, hurtful, and even will make yourself defeated. Okay? So in this series, I want to teach you to be less passive about your thoughts and be more intentional. Less passive, and let things just filter your mind, okay? Less passive, but be more intentional. Will get your attention, okay? Because it's your choice. Okay? You need to take control of your thoughts. We worry about the pollution, water pollution, air pollution. Here it's like we have pretty good water system. Air is kind of getting bad with pollution and stuff like that. But many of the other third world countries, their water is totally polluted. People drink that and get sick, catch all kinds of diseases, and causes all kinds of health problems. Okay? But we need to really worry about and think about mind pollution. Okay? Would you agree that a lot of thoughts in your mind shouldn't be there? All your thoughts, like kosher, good, positive, and all that pure and all that. We do have a lot of thoughts in our mind that shouldn't be there. Okay? So you need to choose not to listen, not to look, or have it, or enter into your mind. Okay? So you need to be more intentional about what gets into your mind. Okay, write this question or remember this question. Do I really want to think about this right now? Okay. If you ask this question every day, it will change your life. When thoughts come into your mind that shouldn't be there, okay, don't be just passively let that sink and take a root in your mind. Okay. You need to ask this question, do I really want to think about this right now? Okay. People bring up negative stuff, the wrong things, inappropriate stuff. Okay, we need to stop him and ask, do you really want to talk about this right now? When you start worrying, you become fearful, you get upset or obsess over certain things, you get these discouraging things. Some people, depending on their childhood, they have this negative thoughts coming to their minds all the time. You're a loser, you're nothing, you're lazy, you're going to amount to be nothing, or if you don't get good grades, you're going to be like that guy homeless. Parents, they put a fear in you and things like that. Okay, so these negative thoughts could run in your mind all the time and control life. Okay? So we need to say, I don't want to think about this right now. Okay? I don't want to hear about this right now. I don't want to watch that right now. Okay? You need to exercise your control and exercise your choice as well. Okay? It's really your choice. You need to think about what you think about. Think about, take this to the heart. You need to think about what you think about on a day-to-day basis, okay? So that you don't let other people's thoughts determine your life or what you should be thinking about. So, the first pillar or first truth about rethinking your life is, my thoughts control my life, but I can't control my thoughts. Which I'm going to be talking about in more detail in our coming weeks. The second truth is, any change I want in my life must start in my mind. Any change you want in your life must start in my life. Okay. While the thoughts control your life, you could control your thoughts. Okay. So any change you want in your life must start in your mind. Good or bad, it all starts in your mind. Okay. Changes start in your brain, not in your behavior. Okay. Changes starts in your cerebellum. That's where all this cognitive function, thoughts, and that happens, right? Okay. Change does not start in your body or your habits and things like that, okay? Or not in your circumstances, okay? Change starts inside of you, not outside of you. Okay. Many try to change life by changing behavior. Okay. That's a wrong place to start. I don't know if you tried change your behavior, but certain things, it could be dieting, exercising, or even study habits, or the many behaviors we do. or bad behavior. Some people repeatedly do the bad behaviors over and over. Okay? And they try to change that, but it doesn't. Because the change needs to start in your mind. Your life will change by changing what you think about. Okay? So whatever you want to change, all starts in your mind. Okay? Let's see what the Bible says about changing your life. God says in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, it says, do not conform yourself to the standards of this world, but let God transform you inwardly by a complete changing of your mind. Either you're conformed or transformed. Either you're conformed to this society or by what everybody else is thinking or how everybody else is behaving, or you be transformed or be different by letting God renew your mind. Okay? So you need to change your life by rethinking your life. Okay? It's time to really rethink your life. And this all starts in your mind. Okay? Let me read one more verses where it says, the Bible talking about how change starts inside. Jesus said, Matthew chapter 5, verse 8, you are blessed when you get your inside world, your thought, your mind. Let me read this. You're blessed when you get your inside world put right. Put your mind, your thoughts in right places. Then you can see God in outside world. Okay. It starts on the inside. So any changes you want in life starts in your thoughts and not in your feelings or behavior. So let's repeat after me. Any change I want in my life must start in my mind. Any change I want in my life must start in my mind. So that's the second truth. Changes start in your mind. Number 3. Third truth about rethinking your life. I can't change how I feel by changing how I think. I could change how I feel by changing how I think. Remember I talked about you can't change your behavior without changing your mind. You change your behavior by changing your thoughts first, okay? And then behavior follows. And also, same thing. You change how you feel, how will you feel about yourself for one thing, and how you feel about everything else outside, or even other people, by changing how you think. Okay? So the way you think determines the way you feel. If you want to feel better, then you need to learn to change the way you think. Okay? Because the way you think determines the way you feel. You try to feel better by changing how you feel. Have you ever done that? Oh, I'm angry. I don't want to be angry. Oh, I'm sad. I don't want to be sad. I'm depressed. I don't want to be depressed. You tell yourself, don't be depressed. Don't be angry. Especially kids, when they're crying and trying to say, stop crying, Then kids will say, I'm trying, mommy. But I'm so sad, I'm so angry. Because it doesn't work. Okay. You try to change your feelings to make you feel better or stop feeling certain ways. It doesn't work. Because you know what feelings does? Feelings always rebels and resist to your will. Okay. If you say you command yourself, I'm sure you've done that. In certain situations, you're very upset. We're talking to somebody and you're like, so upset, right? And you just can't get rid of it, And some people stay in a depression mode forever, perpetually. They're always depressed. You see those people who are always depressed. You see those people who are always seem to be angry. My son was born and raised here, but he said he has a lot of non-Korean friends, right? And then, they all had an encounter with this Koreans at school, things like that. And they all say Koreans have a K-rage, Korean rage. We have some temper issue. We Koreans are like that, and Italians have this hot temper as well. Right? And you try to change that, and you can't, because that's not how you change your feelings. Okay, you change how you feel by changing your thoughts. So you have control over your thoughts. Once again, thoughts determine your feelings. Okay, you feel fearful because you're thinking, having a fearful thoughts. Okay, have you ever seen a like scary movie, and then you come home, right? I'm not into that, but some people are really into that, the scary, Friday the 13th. I don't even know the title. Any of you into that, like scary movies? You watch that, right? And then all night, that thoughts is constantly running in your mind. You're feeling scary because you're scared. Thinking about scary thoughts, so you feel scared. And if you have depressed thoughts, then something happened. You're going to be depressed. And then you are going to be depressed. If you have angry thoughts, certain things make you angry, doesn't it? Even the things that happened in the past, you look back and say, I can't believe that happened to me. Or I can't believe he did that to me. Or I can't believe I let that happen to me. You're thinking about it. Guess what? How are you going to feel? You're going to feel angry. You got to stay in that angry mood, okay? On the contrary, if you think about happy thoughts, you feel happy. That's why people love comedy. People love entertainment, things like that. Because when you watch that, okay, you feel happy. You hear a joke, funny jokes, makes you happy. So, you can't control your feelings, but you can control your thoughts. So you need to choose and be intentional about your thoughts, because it really impacts your feelings and also it impacts your behavior. When you've been around people who are always not so happy, been around people who are always angry or always seem to be sad or always seem to be negative and things like that, and that's next thing you know, you start feeling that way too. Okay? And you need to be intentional about what kind of people you hang around with, what kind of things you hear and listen to, what kind of things you filter through your mind, because it's going to influence your feelings and behaviors as well. When you're watching TV, and then certain commentator, I don't know if you're into politics or other things like that, but, certain commentators come up and you disagree with that person. Okay? And then you start getting frustrated. You start hearing about nonsense, the things that you don't agree with. Okay? Or when you're talking to your friends or your other people, even family members sometimes, right? And then you start getting frustrated talking to that person. So what do you do? So when you're watching TV and this commentator, whatever she or he is talking about, make you frustrated. You keep on watching and keep on getting frustrated. You simply change your channel. Same thing. In a certain situation, you're feeling certain ways that you don't want to feel that way. Okay, you need to change the channel. So you need to change your thoughts, basically, or you need to change the environment. Don't stay there. Okay. So whatever you need to resist, the feelings or whatever behaviors, whatnot, you need to refocus. Your mind, your thoughts needs to focus on something better and positive. Okay. I mean, give you examples in the Bible. David in Psalm chapter 42, verse 6 says, "My heart is breaking." You know, it's a strong emotion. It's just breaking. Have you ever felt that way? You feel like so broken inside because of whatever happened? You guys are too young to have that kind of experience. In life, things happen that you feel like your heart is really broken. So David said, "My heart is breaking, so I turn my thoughts to God." He changed the channel of his thought. Okay, he wasn't thinking about his whatever the circumstances that broke his heart, whatever they made you angry, depressed, or sad, or goes on and on. But he changed his thought to God. In Jonah chapter 2, verse 7 says, "When I had lost all my hopes, I turned my thoughts once more to the Lord." You know, turn your thoughts, change your thoughts to something positive. You know, who's always positive? God is. Okay. So, you know, remember this Jonah, especially Jonah chapter 2, verse 7. Okay. Whenever I lost all my hope, I turned my thoughts once more to the Lord. Okay. So when some of you who are struggling with this bad feelings running in your life, you know, you need to write this down and maybe stick it on the. I have many verses on our sheep started. Many Bible verses. Put it in the bathroom mirror. So whenever you're brushing your teeth, look at that. I have a bunch of verses. Weekly, I used to pick verses and put it on my laptop. Top of my laptop, or that's the wall behind my desk, you know. And this is a verse that you really need to always be put in your memory and always be thinking about. You know, whenever you're having this bad feelings, you know, you want to remember this verse. So when I lost all my hope, I turned my thoughts to God once more. So turn your thoughts and make a choice. It's your choice, and be intentional about it. Okay. Fourth truth. Every behavior is based on a belief. Okay. Once more. Every behavior is based on a belief. The behavior based on three things. It's not bad, and beyond. Every behavior is based on a belief. Okay. So every time you behave certain way, you act certain way, you do it because there's a belief beneath it. Okay. You know, every time, whenever somebody behaves certain way, they do it that way because they have certain belief deep inside. Okay. You know, behaviors from unspoken belief. Have you ever wondered? I often wonder many times. I'm sure you all have too. Why is that guy acting that way? Why is she acting that way? Because there's a reason for them to be acting that way. They have a certain belief behind that action or behavior. Okay. Let me give you some examples. You know, you are acting scared because you're believing certain scary thoughts. The certain scary thoughts come into your mind, you believe them, okay, and then you act scared. If the scary thoughts come to your mind, if you don't believe that, oh, that's funny, or then you're not gonna act scared. If certain scary thoughts come to you and you believe that and you act scared. My mom, she's scared of dogs. Doesn't matter big or even little dogs, She's scared of dogs. She absolutely hates dogs. Okay, and she's always scared. You know why? Because when she was young, she was bitten by a dog. She said this dog, I don't know how big the dog was, grabbed onto her wrist and just dragged her around when she was young, not letting her go for a long time until some dog came out and let's beat the whatever out of the dog. He let it go. So from that experience, whenever she sees a dog, okay, she believes that dog's gonna bite her again. Okay? She believes that. That's why she acts scared whenever she sees the dog. Same thing, you act resentful because you believe right. You feel devalued. And when somebody puts you down and devalue you, then you resent that. Okay? Because you believe that. Because you want to defend yourself. Whenever you act prideful, that's another big thing. A lot of us have a big pride. I think guys have more pride than girls. Because deep inside, you secretly believe that you're not good enough. And you feel very insecure. Or you don't feel you measure up. So you're masking it with pride. You see, even around people who are always boasting or bragging or being all prideful. I think those are the biggest turnoff. And those people are acting that way because deep inside they feel very insecure about themselves. So, behind everything you do, which is behavior, there's a belief. So you need to change your thoughts. You need to change your belief, whatever's ideas in your mind, before you could change your behavior. In Bible, Haggai chapter 1 says, think carefully about your behavior. Think carefully about your behavior. Doesn't say change your behavior, act better, or stop doing that. It says think carefully about your behavior. Because it's your thinking that influences your behavior. It's your belief. Some thoughts came to your mind, okay, and you believe that. And then that influences your behavior. So, ask your question yourself all the time in certain situations. Why do I act this way with this person? Don't you know that you're one way with certain people, but you're a completely different person with certain people? You may be all happy, all like nice, warm, and friendly with your friends, right? But then you act all like mean, angry, and all that. Maybe with your siblings, right? Or with your parents, because you're believing something about that person. Okay. So think carefully. It means think about what you think about. Think carefully means you need to think about what you think about. Okay. So what do I believe about this person? Which may be completely wrong, because you get misinformed and misled and misunderstand and all that. Okay. So you always look at your belief behind your behavior. Okay? And in Proverbs it says, a foolish person will believe anything, but a wise person thinks about what he does. You're being a foolish person if you believe anything. Anything you see, anything you hear, anything what other people tell you, you believe all that, then you become a foolish person. You need to carefully think about what you think about. So in the coming weeks, there are just 4 of them that I talked about, but there are actually 9. So I'm just going to talk about first four in more details in the coming weeks. Hopefully I can make this more exciting for you guys. So these four things that I'm going to be talking about in next coming weeks will really help you rethink your life. Okay, think about your thought life. Think about what you think about. Think about that how you have a choice and you have a control over your thought. Okay? And I want this time to be really the time that will transform your life. We spend so much time in trying to make our lives better. Like I said earlier, your physical body, your school life, your financial life, family life, and all that, right? And oftentimes we fail because you need to start in your thoughts. You need to rethink your thoughts. You need to really think about what you think about. Let me just recap real quick. There's four truths that I'm going to be building on next few weeks. Is my thoughts control my life, but I can control my thoughts. Okay. Number two, any change I want in my life must start in your mind. First is you have control of your thoughts. Number two, any changes you want in your life, it starts in your mind. Number three, you can change how you feel by changing how you think. Number four, every behavior is based on belief. Let's pray. Father God, I want to thank you for this gift, the great gift, the brain, that we're able to think, we're able to plan and determine. And more than anything, that through these thoughts that you have given us, we're able to know you, love you, have a relationship. And also with this gift of thoughts, how as we work on our thoughts, how we exercise choices of what comes into our mind, our thoughts, and choosing right thoughts, Lord, that we could also have a better relationship with our family and friends. So Father, be with us throughout this week and help us really carefully choose what we think and exercise our thoughts, so we'll have more of a victorious of a life, not a defeating life. Thank you, Lord, and I pray this. Amen.